Good morning, meteorologist Jeff Gerber here. Thanks for joining our stream. We do this every morning around 11:30. We'll go to about 11:45, give you a good look at what's going on weather-wise here in southeast Texas. As for today, it looks like it's just going to be hot. We have a heat advisory out there, so be aware of that if you're going to be heading out this afternoon, maybe trying to get some work done in the garden or just maybe trying to do some walking or something like that. Wouldn't do it this afternoon. It's going to be a little bit hotter than we've been seeing. The humidity is a little bit higher, so the feels-like temperature is going to be up there a little bit higher today. You can run into heat exhaustion, heat stroke if you're not taking some water with you, if you're not taking breaks. So maybe do it later on this evening, say sometime around 7:30, 8 o'clock when it's going to be a little bit cooler. Best time actually during the day is in the mornings before 9 o'clock when we're in the 70s, a little bit more bearable than looking at those middle 90s we're expecting for this afternoon. All right, let's take a look at the rest of the day forecast. As I mentioned, we'll be up there in the middle 90s, 94 to about 96 for afternoon highs, just partly cloudy skies. Not looking at any rain today. Temperatures still holding on to the lower 90s as we head towards 6 o'clock. And then by 10 o'clock, we're looking at temperatures still holding on to the 80s, 83 by 10 o'clock. So even if you're out this evening, you're definitely going to be doing some sweating. It's going to be warm, very humid. Make sure even if you're going out 7:30, 8 o'clock as the sun's getting ready to go down, you stay hydrated, you take that water with you. Allergy report, nothing to talk about as far as tree. This is not the time of year for the tree pollen. Weed is actually a medium. It's up a little bit, 26 there, and then grass and mold on the low side. So good news there, a little bit low there. But it looks like if you're sniffling and sneezing, really hitting you today, maybe you're allergic to some weed. All right, let's take a look at our picture outside for this morning. Partly cloudy skies, as I said. This is a view from our 12 News studio on our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. We are looking off towards the east. Of course, you can see there's downtown Beaumont right there off towards the left of your screen. This camera brought to you by Mid-County Plumbing. And starting to see, if you look at the picture, you can actually see partly cloudy skies right now, but notice off in the distance a little bit more in the way of some milkier skies. This is some of the deeper moisture coming in from Louisiana that we're expecting to see move in here later on tonight, and then through the next few days we're looking at possibility of some showers, especially as we head towards Friday and Saturday, thanks to a weak tropical wave, you could say, or a weak area low pressure moving through the northern Gulf. Here's over in Lake Charles on our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. Once again, some partly cloudy skies, but you can see some of those a little bit more, I don't know how to describe it, a little bit more cloud cover as we look out towards our east, and you can see that moisture starting to creep its way towards us. Tomorrow we'll see a little bit more cloud cover, but still hot, maybe even a few showers late on Thursday, and then it's really Friday and Saturday that we're expecting to see some of that rain. And then here's a look over at the Horseman's Western Store in Orange, where we have quite a bit of blue in the sky, some of that moisture off towards our east. Our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network from the Horseman's Western Store, which is literally on the feeder road right next to I-10, and really just that way a little bit is Louisiana. I mean, they're literally 1 to 2 minutes away from the state line at the Horseman's Western Store, so it's right there before you leave Orange and head over into Louisiana. But currently looking at 92 at the Horseman's Western Store, expecting that number to go up another, say, 3 or 4 degrees before the afternoon ends. Humidity at 61%, so that's up there. And we're seeing a little bit of a southwest to northwesterly wind. This is, of course, downtown Packer the Prairie. We've got looking at the port of Beaumont, those partly cloudy skies out there. Currently showing 89, not quite 90 downtown. Humidity at 56%, which when you get temperatures into the 90s and you get humidity 50, 60%, it's tough to deal with out there. It is hot. It feels very hot. We'll see west winds around 1 to 2 miles per hour downtown. Here are current temperatures. We're already at 90 in Woodville, very close to 90 in Orange, at 89 officially, 87 in Beaumont, 88 in Port Arthur, heading up into Jasper, we're at 88, and then Kirbyville 89. So we're not quite to 90. We are expecting about 95 to 96 as we get into the afternoon with a lot of that sunshine and just a few clouds around. Because of that, you add in the humidity. National Weather Service has issued a heat advisory. Now that's going to go till 7 o'clock for tonight. So be aware that if you're going to be outside this afternoon, we're going to see the heat index or the feels like temperature 108 to maybe 110. That's why I'm saying you really need to take care of yourself if you're going to be out this afternoon, trying to get some gardening done or something. If you could push it back to later on this evening or something like that, or just skip until later on in the week, that'll probably be a good idea. Today's really not a good idea to be outside in the heat unless you have to be working. And if you are, then you know the drill. Stay really hydrated and take those breaks from time to time. Try to get into some AC. Sometimes you can only make it into some shade. You won't have the AC available, but try to get into AC if you can. By the way, you can text us at 409-749-9302. And you can send us a message about the tropics. Say you have plans on Saturday to do something 3 o'clock or something like that. You can text us and say, hey, this is what I've got going on. What's the weather look like for this time period or this day? And we checked the phone quite a bit, so we can get back to you. If you text us, we'll try to message you back. You can't call. We don't accept phone calls at this line, but we definitely do accept text messages, and we'll look at those and get back to you as quick as we can and let you know what's going on for your event or time frame or what you're looking at as far as maybe wanting to know the weather. Hopefully, I'll give you most of the weather here during this stream. You won't have to text, but if you have a question, there's the number, 409-749-9302. All right, once again, heat advisory, that's going to be going through this afternoon. Wouldn't be surprised if we see something like that tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're looking at temperatures just as hot before that cloud cover and that rain starts to move in. Looking across the state of Texas, we had some rain earlier this morning out in West Texas. That has died down. We don't really see too much. We had some rain earlier down towards Del Rio there. Even had some rain out towards El Paso earlier this morning, but nothing there now. And then here's some of that moisture I was talking about coming across Mississippi, Louisiana. Remember that cloud deck I was talking about? You can kind of see that inching its way across Louisiana. Some showers out into the Gulf as high pressure is going to retreat a little bit and open the door for that disturbance and give us some moisture as we head towards Friday and Saturday. Gives us some rain, it looks like. Let's check the rest of the country. East Coast, for the most part, pretty quiet. There are some showers down across the southeastern U.S. That's that little disturbance coming over Florida now. That's going to be coming into the Gulf. We'll talk about that in a second. Also, a lot of activity up into the northern plains. South Dakota, North Dakota getting some rain and thunderstorms, as well as Minnesota for this morning. Also parts of Wisconsin, the UP of Michigan, seeing some rain and thunderstorms out there for this morning. So very active weather in the northern part of the U.S. Heading out west, Intermountain West, pretty quiet, not seeing too much there. Maybe a little bit of activity towards Montana, but most of the Intermountain West pretty quiet. And then West Coast is also very quiet right now. There's nothing going on there. So there are a few active spots around the country, but majority of the country looks like it's pretty quiet on this Wednesday. All right, let's take a look at the tropics. This is what we're looking at, this little disturbance right here, just getting ready to come over northern part of Florida and then eventually go out into the Gulf. We're looking at only a 10% chance of maybe some tropical development with this. At least the Hurricane Center says that. And the winds really aren't conducive to seeing any type of development out there into the Gulf. A little wind shear and things like that. So as it comes across, looks like right now it's just going to be a rainmaker. We don't have to worry about this, I don't think, becoming any kind of a tropical system. And it's going to be bringing that moisture right across, kind of like what we saw last week. That moisture came right across the northern Gulf and gave us a couple of days of some pretty good rains. Looks like that's going to happen again this week as we see that little disturbance kind of sliding through the northern Gulf. So we'll continue to watch it and we'll update you on what the Hurricane Center is thinking, but I don't think these numbers are going to change a whole lot this week. It might go up a little bit, but I don't think we'll see too much in the way of any development out there. All right, let's look at our futurecast and showing those numbers climbing to the middle 90s this afternoon. 95, 96, not out of the question. You add to that the humidity once again. It's going to be about 108 to 110 as far as the heat index or the feels like temperature. So be careful out there. As we head in towards this evening, temperature still around 90 at 7 o'clock. We'll be in the 80s for the rest of the evening. And then as we go through the overnight, we're looking at numbers back down into the middle to lower 70s, kind of like what we've seen the last several mornings. Going into tomorrow, we jump right back up there into the lower to middle 90s as far as highs. Don't think we'll see too much rain during the day, but as we head towards maybe late Thursday, could see some of these showers start to work in from the east, and eventually we'll start to see a lot more of that as we head towards Friday and Saturday. But for tomorrow, we'll just go a slight chance of some showers late in the day. We're looking at about 20%. That's about it. All right, along the coast for today, a southwesterly wind at 5 to 10 knots, seas around 2 feet. Next high tide is coming up here at lunchtime, 12:35. So that's just around the corner. Our sun sets tonight at about 8:15. Along the coast, Texas Point right now conditions, south winds at 8 miles an hour, gust to about 10, so the wind's not too bad out there. And water temperature at about 88 into the Gulf. So it's a very warm water out there into the Gulf of Mexico. Mostly smooth on the inland lakes and bays. Really not too bad of a day for the boat. It's just going to be very hot to deal with that heat. So heat advisory all the way through the area. We'll see southwesterly winds between about 3 and 8. And highs today generally between about 95 to 96, a little bit cooler maybe down towards the coast as we see some of those winds a little bit off the Gulf, but generally right there through the middle 90s with the heat index way up there. Partly cloudy as we head through the overnight. No rain expected for tonight. We'll see a southwesterly wind, and once again, it's going to be pretty light. We're looking at about 2 to 7, 2 to 5, and they should turn calm as we head towards tomorrow morning. You can see numbers as low as 73 up towards Newton, Jasper, maybe Burkeville, 74 through Tyler County, then 75, 76 through inland southeast Texas, which is basically Hardin County, and then the southern half of Jasper and Newton, and then around the triangle here, we'll go 76, 77 for lows in towards tomorrow morning. So kind of like what we've been seeing the last several mornings. So if you need to get out and get some things done, if you can do it before 9, 10 o'clock, it's always better than dealing with those hot temperatures into the middle 90s. So tomorrow, 96, like I said, wouldn't be surprised to see another heat advisory for tomorrow. We'll bring in that chance of rain. That's going to be very late in the day at 20%. And then here comes that moisture from the Gulf, 60% Friday, 60% on Saturday. Maybe an inch of rain each day, maybe even a little bit more than that. Right now, generally between looks like maybe 1 to 3 inches of rain for both those days combined. So a couple of wet days there. I don't think it's going to rain all day, both of those days, but there will be periods where it gets pretty wet, and that should keep our temperatures into the upper 80s as we head towards Friday and Saturday. I don't think we'll go too far into the 90s if at all, and then those morning lows stay put there into the middle 70s. Rain chances finally start to drop on Sunday. That little disturbance wave, the tropical wave, continues to move into Texas, so we'll be on the back side of it. Our rain coverage has dropped to about 30% there, and then by Monday we'll see them drop all the way back to 20%, so maybe an isolated shower. You notice as the rain coverages come down, temperatures start to go back up, and then by Tuesday we're looking at temperatures back up into the middle 90s, and it looks dry on Tuesday, and then the rest of next week, or at least the next couple of days after Tuesday, looks like they're going to be on the dry side as well and hot. Wouldn't be surprised. Next week we also see maybe a couple more heat advisories as things turn pretty sticky out there for the rest of next week. But it's really Friday, Saturday that you're going to have to watch out for if you're trying to get some outdoor activities in. Those are going to be the days where we could run into some pretty heavy rainfall at times. Tropical moisture, we get some heavy downpours, and that could lead to, you know, a quick quarter of an inch, quick half an inch of rain coming down across the area. So we've been there, we've seen it before. Just be aware that it could get a little wet on those days. Checking the phone right now, I don't have any messages. So if you do think of any questions, you had the number earlier there, right there, 409-749-9302. You can text a message or a question to that number. Like I said, we won't accept phone calls, but if you have any questions, you can text to that number, and we'll try to get to it as soon as we can. Once again, we're going to get ready to end this stream here pretty shortly. Take a look at the weather. We do this stream every day at 11:30 to about 11:45 weather-wise, and then Patrick does one each night between 6:30 and about 6:45. So we do it a couple of times a day, so you can get a good look at the weather. We kind of slow it down, really give you a chance to take a look at what's going on across southeast Texas. A lot better than watching sometimes that quick weather we do.